President Nez, thanks for taking some time for us. The Navajo Nation declared a public health emergency early on in March. The number of cases has continued to rise. Can you explain how this crisis has unfolded?
Hey, Dennis. Well, let me first of all give you the data that we have received from last evening. Total tests that have been given here on the Navajo Nation, 25,682. 4,071 have tested positive. 19,964 have tested negative, and the rest are still pending. We have 142 deaths here on the Navajo Nation, and we also are starting to track the recovery numbers. 928 of our Navajo people have recovered from COVID-19 here on the Navajo Nation. And I think the reason why a lot of our folks here are catching the virus is that we live in a food desert here on the Navajo Nation. We only have 11 supermarkets. We have a lot of gas stations, but we only have 11 supermarkets, and everybody goes to these 11 supermarkets to get their food and their supplies. And we see a lot of that spread happening there at the shopping centers, as well as in the border towns, those big box businesses like Walmart, Sam's Club, and then they bring it back onto the Navajo Nation. You got multiple generation of family members, as you know how we do it here in Native America, living under one household, and we like it like that because we want to take care of our elder, grandma, grandpa, our nully, and then our aunts and uncles sometimes stay with us. And so if one person catches COVID-19 and they go back into that multi-generational home, we are seeing now a spread of COVID within the family. And back to the data gathering, 25,682 that have been tested. We here on the Navajo Nation have tested more of our population than any other state throughout the United States of America, even more than the state of New York. State of New York over the weekend said that they have tested a little bit over 7% of their population. Navajo Nation, 11.5% we have tested here. And of course, if you test more, the results will end up more positive and more negative results.
That is an incredible amount of testing. President Nez, what are your most pressing concerns right now?
Well, the pressing concerns that we have is that what are we going to do with the $600 million that came from the CARES Act? The Department of Treasury up in Washington, D.C. gave us some guidelines. It's for the immediate needs. Of course, we need personal protection equipment. Of course, we need food and supplies. We need those immediate expenditures from the $600 million. But we also need to begin to plan for the future of this virus. We have no cure, no vaccine right now for coronavirus. So scientists and healthcare professionals have said that they may see an uptick in cases in the winter. So how do we utilize this money to fend off coronavirus? We are wanting to utilize these dollars to get water to 30 to 40% of our citizens that don't have running water here in the Navajo Nation. If we're going to be able to push this virus off our nation, then we should provide running water to our citizens, as well as broadband. We need broadband telecommunications because we need to get the message out. During this public health crisis here on Navajo, we realized that not everybody can get the information, the up-to-date information, to those citizens that are living way in rural parts of our nation. And the other is housing. I just mentioned that there are multiple generations of family members living under one roof. So we want to be able to develop housing in our community so that we can take maybe the young families and have them have their place for themselves, as well as the elderly and our veterans out there. So we want to be able to use the $600 million to the fullest to begin to prepare for the immediate needs and also the future of COVID-19 on our lands, and even future pandemics that maybe we haven't heard of yet. And we have to prepare for that.
President Nez, unfortunately, we'll have to leave it there, but wishing you all the best, and do keep in touch.
All right. Thank you. God bless you. We're all in this together. A lot of warriors out there in Indian country. Keep up the good work.